You saw the thumbnail, and maybe you felt that rush, anger, shock, curiosity. Who does he think he is? Trying to replace Mr.Nightmare? I get it. That's exactly the reaction I wanted, because if you're watching, you're someone who loves dark stories, suspense, the kind that makes your skin crawl. But here's the truth. I'm not here to compete. I'm not here to be better. Mr.Nightmare has spent years perfecting this craft, and I'm one of his biggest fans. I've listened to his stories for over 3 years, studied every twist, every pause, every chilling moment. So why this thumbnail? Why this start? Because I want people like you, smart, loyal, curious, to find my corner. I'm here to build more than a channel. I'm building a family, a place where we share our stories, the love, the heartbreak, the fears, the secrets you've never told anyone. Your experiences, your nightmares, your memories, they matter. And here, they won't disappear. I'll bring them to life, real, immersive, unforgettable. This isn't about rivalry. This isn't about proving anything. This is about connection. Your voice will be heard. Your story will matter. So if you're ready to share, to listen, to feel, welcome. This is our story. Imagine this, a small, forgotten town in Pennsylvania, the kind of place where time seems to have stopped sometime in the last century. We're talking about a community so tiny, it barely registers on a map. There's a Dollar General, DG for short, and a mom-and-pop grocery store that's probably been run by the same family for generations. No big chains, no bustling streets, just quiet roads lined with old houses that whisper secrets from the past. And in one of those houses, built way back in the 1870s, lives a 14-year-old kid named, well, let's just call him Alex for the sake of this story. Alex's house is like a lot of these old relics, creaky floors, drafty windows, and, yeah, the occasional mouse scurrying around in the walls. He's used to the weird noises. They have been part of his life for as long as he can remember. But starting in the middle of 23, something changed. Something that turned those familiar creaks into something far more sinister. Now, Alex's mom has a boyfriend who lives a ways away, and every weekend she packs up and heads over there, leaving Alex home alone. It's not a big deal at first. He's 14, old enough to handle himself, right? He plays video games, watches TV, and tries not to let the emptiness of the house get to him. But that basement, oh, that basement. It's the kind of place you avoid unless you absolutely have to go down there. Divided into 3 rooms, a big main one cluttered with old boxes and forgotten junk, a smaller side room that's basically a storage closet on steroids, and then there's the third one, the one that partially caved in about 6 years ago, leaving a jagged mess of dirt and debris. And tucked away in the shadows, a crawl space, narrow, dark, and untouched for who knows how long. Alex has never even poked his head in there. Why would he? It's just asking for trouble. It all started innocently enough. Subtle sounds drifting up from below, shuffling, like feet dragging across the gritty concrete floor. Scurrying that was a little too deliberate to be just another mouse. Alex brushed it off at first. Old house, remember? But then came the door. The basement has these heavy double doors, solid wood, probably weighing close to 40 pounds each. Alex always made sure to lock them before bed. It was a habit, a way to feel secure in that big empty house. But one morning, he wakes up, heads downstairs, and there it is. The lock undone, the door slightly ajar. He tells his mom about it when she gets back. "Mom, I swear I locked it last night." She just shrugs it off. "You probably forgot, honey. It happens." Alex nods, doubts himself a little. Maybe he's just being forgetful. But then it happens again, and again, and again. 3 more times after that initial incident. Each time, the lock is flipped open like someone, or something, had casually undone it in the dead of night. The unease starts to build, like a slow drip from a leaky faucet that you can't quite ignore. Alex begins double-checking the lock before bed, twisting the knob hard to make sure it's secure, but the sounds don't stop. They escalate. One afternoon, he's heading out for a walk to the DG, just to grab a soda, clear his head. He glances back at the house as he steps onto the porch, and his heart skips a beat. Both basement doors, wide open, not cracked, not slightly ajar, fully swung out, inviting the cool autumn air inside. The wind? No way. Those doors are too heavy. It'd take a gale force storm to budge them. And the day was calm as a graveyard. Alex freezes, staring at the dark maw of the basement entrance. His mind races. Did I leave them open? No, impossible. He remembers locking them the night before. He forces himself to walk to the DG anyway, trying to shake off the chills crawling up his spine. The store's fluorescent lights and the chatter of the cashier help a bit, normalcy in a world that's starting to feel anything but. But on the way back, his steps slow as the house comes into view. The doors are still open, exactly as he'd left them. At least that means he's not losing his mind. But now, fear grips him like icy fingers. He gathers his courage, pushes past the threshold, and descends into the basement. The air down there is thick, musty, laced with the faint scent of damp earth and decay. He checks the big room, nothing out of place, just the usual clutter. The smaller room, empty, the caved-in one. A quick peek reveals only shadows and rubble. He's about to turn back, relief washing over him, when, out of the corner of his eye, something moves. A hand, pale, elongated fingers emerging from the blackness of the crawl space, reaching out as if testing the air. Alex's blood turns to ice. "Hell no," he shouts, slamming the door shut with all his might, fumbling with the lock until it clicks. He bolts upstairs, heart pounding like a war drum, barricades himself in his room, and locks that door too. Sleep doesn't come easy that night. He huddles under the covers, ears straining for any sound, until exhaustion finally claims him around midnight. When he wakes the next morning, groggy and disoriented, his bedroom door is open. Just a crack, but open nonetheless. He could have sworn he'd locked it. Shaking it off his paranoia, he heads downstairs. Everything seems normal. No open doors, no strange noises, but the seed of dread has been planted, and it's growing roots. Weeks pass, and the incidents pile up like storm clouds on the horizon. The shuffling turns into footsteps, deliberate, pacing ones that echo through the vents. Doors creak open on their own in the middle of the night. Alex tries to ignore it, blasting music through his headphones, losing himself in video games. But one evening, while he's deep into a session of Warzone, controller in hand, eyes glued to the screen, the sounds take a terrifying turn. Heavy panting, like a dog, exhausted from a long run, breaths ragged and wet. Alex pauses the game, calls out for his dog, Eve. "Eve, come here, girl." Silence. He calls again. Nothing. Then it hits him like a punch to the gut. Eve isn't home. She's with his mom at her boyfriend's place for the weekend. The panting continues, louder now, coming from just outside his door. "Oh shit," he whispers, his voice barely audible over the thumping of his heart. He grabs a knife from his desk drawer, the kind you'd use for camping, sharp enough to mean business. "Who's out there?" he yells, trying to sound tough. The panting stops abruptly, like a switch flipped. Silence blankets the house, thick and oppressive. Alex counts to 3 in his head, steels himself, and yanks the door open. Nothing. The hallway is empty, shadows stretching long under the dim light. But then, a bark. Sharp, familiar, like Eve's excited yip when she wants to play. "Mom must have left her here after all," he mutters, lowering the knife, stepping out cautiously. That's when it happens. Something slams into him from the side, hard, fast. A blur of motion he doesn't even register until it's too late. Pain explodes in his head, the world tilts, and everything goes black. When Alex comes to, he's sprawled on the floor, head throbbing like a jackhammer. He fumbles for his phone. 1:36 a.m. Hours have passed. The bedroom door is wide open, swinging gently on its hinges. Panic surges through him. He stumbles downstairs, knife still clutched in his white-knuckled grip. The kitchen light flickers on, revealing more horror. The shoe room door, ajar, and beyond that, the back door, unlocked and cracked open, letting in the chill night air. Whatever hit him had been in the house, and now it had a way out, or in. Alex doesn't feel safe anymore. The house that was once just old and creaky now feels alive with malice. Every shadow hides a threat, every noise a warning. He's told his mom bits and pieces, but she dismisses it. Mice, forgetfulness, an overactive imagination. But Alex knows better. Something is down there, in that basement, watching, waiting, and it's getting bolder. So, what do you do in a situation like this? First off, don't go it alone anymore. Tell someone, an adult you trust, like a teacher, a neighbor, or even call the local police non-emergency line and explain what's happening. It could be an intruder, squatting in that crawl space, and that's no joke in a small town where help might be slow to come. Get a camera, something cheap from the DG or online, set it up facing the basement doors. Motion activated so you catch whatever's going on. Reinforce those locks, maybe add a chain or a deadbolt. And if the sounds start again, don't investigate alone. Grab your phone, record it, and get out of the house if it feels wrong. Stay with a friend or relative on weekends if you can. Paranormal or not, and yeah, that hand from the crawl space screams, get the hell out. Safety first. Document everything, build evidence, and don't let the fear paralyze you. You've got this, kid. But whatever you do, don't ignore it. Because in places like that old house, ignoring the shadows only lets them grow.